has been playing for a number of clubs. It's been a very wonderful one, a big one in the general transfer window. Hello, everyone, and thank you for being part of this podcast. And make a point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to you. As long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, we're definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest right about here. As we definitely talking sports, we definitely talking sports, we're talking Arsenal, what is happening, who is going where, and definitely who is remaining at the club. So it will be remembered that for some time now, things have been going on quite well for the club. Arsenal have tried their level best to make sure that they can get a few signings in place, make sure that they can sign a few players, and to be remembered that in the general transfer window, things definitely went on as planned in the not January summer transfer window. The football players that this gentleman bought, the football players that this gentleman bought, definitely all of them played quite well and have been playing quite well. Starting from Marquinhos, who is a wonderful football player. When you see how Marquinhos has been playing, is a very good one. And when you see how Fabio Vieira has been playing, Fabio Vieira also a very wonderful one. And then Alexander Zinchenko, also a good one. And also when you see the rest of the football players who were about anyway, Gabriel Jesus before the injury, also Gabriel Jesus was definitely a very wonderful one, and he was playing quite well, very well before he obtained an injury that has put Arsenal in a very difficult situation right upon now. As you can see the table that Arsenal is in the first position, that definitely means that a lot has to be done. Definitely a lot has to be done to make sure that they stay in that first position. And what can be done? All that can be done as soon as possible. And this is in the general transfer window to make sure that things definitely go on quite well for the club. So which part of the world are you watching from? Which part of the country watching from? Just make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We're definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest right about now. So we'll remember that Youri, who is a Leicester City football star who's played quite well recently, played a number of games played a number of games in the Premier League. He's played a number of games in the Premier League. He's also played a number of games for his country, the Belgian national team. And if you've watched Youri Tielemans play, it's definitely a wonderful one. It's definitely one to have. He's a very good football player. Undoubtedly, he is a wonderful football player. So Arsenal have been trying to make sure that they can have this gentleman, trying to explore different opportunities of signing this gentleman. But again, they have not yet got to the last conclusion. They have not yet got to the last bit where everything will be quite good if they do it. As we will be heading into the Shakhtar Donetsk football player and what's happening, the latest on this transfer, so that you do not miss out whatever you do not need to miss out on whatever we've got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We definitely always dedicated to bring to you the latest right about here, as we are talking about Youri, Tielemans, and also a bit about Mikhail Mudryk, as Arsenal have gone into further. Arsenal are in higher stages of this transfer. They are more than interested right upon now. When the transfer had just begun, when I just initially started the transfer, Arsenal were not eyeing this gentleman. Arsenal were eyeing Joao Felix, and also they were eyeing two main football players. They were eyeing Joao Felix and they were eyeing Mikhail Mudryk. But I remember that Joao Felix is a done deal, a deal that is definitely completed by now. With no doubt, Joao Felix has already actually even played for Chelsea, so he is out of the picture. And he actually got a red card against Fulham. Didn't play even 100. Didn't play even one full hour. He got a red card. And that's the sort of player that Arsenal was looking to make sure that he can buy. But things possibly did go on quite well for Joao Felix when he was playing for Chelsea against. It was on his debut actually. He was playing for Chelsea against Fulham, and he got a red card and left. And He was an Arsenal target, was one to have at Arsenal. He is a brilliant football player despite of what happened. He is a good football player. I think Arsenal missed out on that one. So after him getting out of the picture, because what was being asked, the amount of money that was being asked was quite a lot. And it's quite a shame. We need to talk about this a little bit more. It's quite a shame because when you see what happened is uh, so his price was overrated. They were talking about 19 million pound for getting Joao Felix. Arsenal were looking forward to signing him possibly, but Arsenal missed out because how did he miss out? Chelsea ended paying less amount of money. She's paid £8 million for Joao Felix, and I think £8 million for Joao Felix for 6 months. I think is definitely a fair. It's definitely a very wonderful price for him on a loan deal. I think it's quite great. So definitely. Arsenal missed out on Joao Felix. If they could go for compensation for talks and the bargain about the price and get him, that would definitely have been good. But I think they had to back off because of the price that was set. They were saying £20 million. That was a ridiculous price. So when you look at different opportunities on how this gentleman left the club, left Atletico Madrid, and didn't end up at Arsenal, that was quite no fair. Anyway, leaving that alone, the fact that he left out, he's out of the picture. The fact that he isn't in the picture right about now, that definitely shows you why Arsenal have turned their guns to Youri Tielemans. He is out of the picture, and Arsenal looking forward to sign at least two football players. At least, I said at least. I'm not saying they're signing only two football players or one. No. They are looking forward to sign at least two football players, and the main target right about now has moved from Joao Felix and Mikhail Mudryk to Mikhail Mudryk and Youri Tielemans, and that's quite understandable. And that's the big reason as to why Youri Tielemans is now being looked at as the perfect football player that Arsenal can definitely have. He is the main target in this transfer window, in the general transfer window for Arsenal. Actually, he's the second, with Mikhail Mudryk topping the list, being number one on the list. Mikhail Mudryk being number one on the list. That definitely shows you how it is definitely a wonderful thing if Arsenal can get him. Okay, people are definitely asking me about Mikhail Mudryk. We need to know more about Mikhail Mudryk, and somebody saying Mudryk Tielemans still done, should be done before the London Derby. Anyway, okay, I think that would be a brilliant one. I think that would definitely be a very wonderful one. Which part of the world are you watching from? Which part of the country are you in? Make your point, subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out, as we are definitely going to be heading into we're going to be talking about the Mikhail Mudryk transfer also, as the main theme today is Mikhail Mudryk, but we are definitely going to be talking about Mikhail Mudryk also, and how Arsenal are willing to actually looking for to make sure that everything is set. Is he definitely coming to Arsenal, or it is just a possibility, or is it something that we should even think about? So if you've not yet subscribed, just make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. Here at Arsenal Diehards, we make sure that we give it to you straight as it comes and straight as it is. So you can tell people have been let me see, I can go a bit in the comment section and they see what people are saying. I can see Michael Ashley saying, hi, how is Mikhail Mudryk deal? I'm going to be talking about that in a bit. I can see Diop saying, up Gunners, thank you. Then Sister saying, murder, thank you. Then I can see Roland Belong saying, I'm from Nigeria. Eldoret as a follower, thank you. Then somebody saying, I'll be so pleased. That's right, again, I'll be so pleased if I think Mikhail Mudryk ends up at Arsenal. Okay, and more, still more to come, more to come. You can go in the comment section, and we can definitely always have a chat in the comment section, so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring. As long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related, we are always the first people to bring it to you straight as it comes. As we are talking sports, as also we are talking Arsenal right here. Youri Thomas being the main topic, and then Mikhail Mudryk also right in there talking about Mikhail Mudryk. What is Mikhail Mudryk capable of bringing at? What is he capable of bringing at the club? What is it worth having him? Or it's definitely not worth. It's just a waste of time. All you need to do. Remember, all you need to do is to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to you. And why is the Mikhail Mudryk transfer delaying? Why is it delaying? Why isn't Mikhail Mudryk already at Arsenal? I have all answers for you. If you've not yet subscribed, please subscribe. Just share this video. You can share it to Facebook groups. You can share it on Instagram if you can. Anyway, share to your friends so that more share to Arsenal fans. Share to Arsenal fans this video so that we can definitely always move along and others are not missing anything. Anyway, thank you for being part, and we are talking about the one and only. Now we're heading into Mikhail Mudryk, talking about Mikhail Mudryk and him. What are the possibilities of us getting Mikhail Mudryk? Is he in London? Where is he? Everything you need to know. We're going to be going deep into here. Well, remember that for those of you who do not know who Mikhail Mudryk is, Mikhail Mudryk is a Ukrainian superstar who has been playing for Shakhtar Donetsk, for a bit of time now, and Shakhtar Donetsk has also been glad to have this gentleman, and the manager of Shakhtar Donetsk has always come out and praised this gentleman and said, the world doesn't know what he definitely has. The world has Mikhail Mudryk. The world definitely has Mikhail Mudryk. Mudryk is a wonderful one. He's a great football player. And that was his manager. And all the management like him because he is still a young boy who is very respectful and also plays quite well. He's a very brilliant one. When it comes to midfield, it is his game. He's a very wonderful midfielder, and he has some of the aspects that make him an extraordinary football player. And we'll also be digging deep into that. So I will remember that Arsenal have right about now, what I'm bringing to is verified information. Arsenal have been Arsenal management have been to Ukraine to talk about this transfer. You will remember that it's been 2 times that the bid, Arsenal bid, has definitely been rejected by Shakhtar Donetsk, and right upon now, another bid has been put in place, and that is a bid for £70 million. I think you can see how Arsenal is more than serious on having this gentleman. Arsenal is very serious and more than willing to have this gentleman because the fact that they have moved from the £40 million they started with went to 40 million, went to £50 million now that they are. Actually, they went even to 60. That makes them 4. Now that they are at 70, that shows you how. That definitely shows you how they are trying their level best to make sure they can have this gentleman. And this gentleman, his option, despite the fact that there's a bit of competition between Chelsea that wants this player, and Arsenal. There is a bit of competition. There is a bit of tight competition for the player, as Chelsea is trying to make sure it can get all young players. They are getting Chelsea is concentrating on the young players to make sure they can shop the young players and have them at the club, having in consideration 2 or 3 or 4 years to come, so that they can be playing quite well. That's why they are investing they've invested actually more than £300 million in a very short period of time, ever since Todd Bowley took over that club, Chelsea. And that's why they are trying to get the likes of Mikhail Mudryk and young football players. If you see how they have been shopping the football players that they have had, they are all young players. That's the strategy they are trying to make, to go through. They are trying to get rebuild, restructure the club, just more like what Mikel Arteta did. I think they're just trying to borrow a leaf. Mikel Arteta went for these young football players, and he's made them stars as we talk. And they are playing quite well. That's what they are trying to do. What we don't know is the approach. Quite good for Chelsea? Is the approach quite good for Chelsea? Is it working? Is there a winning formula? Because they are losing game in, game out, game in, game out. They are losing many games. They're definitely losing very many games. So is it working? I don't think it's working, but we have just to wait and see, and we see what will definitely come up. We'll see what will come up. So if you've not yet subscribed, please make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We are always definitely dedicated to bring you. So the fact that there is a bit of competition, there is big competition for the player. Mikhail Mudryk, Chelsea saying, I want Mikhail Mudryk, and also Arsenal saying, I want Mikhail Mudryk, and Mikhail Mudryk saying, I don't want Chelsea, I don't want Chelsea, I want Arsenal. And then Shakhtar Donetsk, where the football player plays, comes in and says, no, Arsenal, you're not having him. Quite easy. You have the advantage of taking this gentleman because it's the club that he wants to play for. But a club is arguably giving Shakhtar Donetsk more money than Arsenal is, and that was actually Chelsea, undoubtedly. That was definitely Chelsea that is trying to give quite a lot of money to the club. But I think Arsenal will definitely win because the player also has an opinion about where he is going. You're not just going to send the player to West London, yet his interest is not in West London, his interest is in North London. So let us know what you think in the comment section so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We are always the first people to bring it to you straight, alive, loud and clear right here at Arsenal Diehards, as we are always the favorites right here. We talk about sports, talk about transfers, and in this transfer window, we are definitely dedicated to be letting you know more about the transfers, as you already know that things have been going on quite well. Kenzie still in the comment section. I need to go a bit in the comment section. I can see Alex saying live from Kampala, Uganda. Thank you, Alex, for tuning in. And then I can say why Suchal saying it's long waiting. I can say Kabiru saying, please, what is the situation of Mudryk and Tielemans? And I will be getting to that. Then Kabandishma saying, thank you, bro. And I can see still face red, drop eyes. Anyway, I can see still people saying, hi, I'm listening from Uganda. Great news. Thank you. Thank you for being part. Still in the comment section with quite a lot of people go in the comment section. Please just subscribe, ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We are always the first people to bring it to you straight, alive and clear, alive and loud. We always try to make sure that we bring it to you straight, alive and clear, as we talk in sports and as we talk in Arsenal. This is the point to be. This is the place to be. If you are an Arsenal fan, you are definitely in the right position. All you need to do is simple. Just subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on any single video that we have got to bring to you, as we are talking sports. And you definitely know that we are in the general transfer window already, as a few clubs have already had football players, few clubs have already signed football players. But was Arsenal waiting? You'll remember that Arsenal does not panic when it comes to transfers. He always also tries to compare who is going where. If somebody's going somewhere, is he going to be a threat? Who is the right football player that we should buy in comparison to what other football players have bought? Not football players, but clubs. Football clubs have bought. It's not just buying any player, but also you have to put in comparison what other football clubs have bought. Have they bought a number of defenders? So are you going to be playing a very defensive game in the season, or it's going to be an attacking one? So all that is always put in consideration. There is quite a lot. It's just not transfers. It's not just buying football players. No, it's not just dishing out the money to the football players. No, it is quite a lot that is done when it comes to transfers. It's definitely a lot that is done when it comes to transfers, and a lot is put in consideration. But the consideration at this time for Arsenal has just been in the midfield. What Arsenal is looking at is definitely the midfield. Looks like the defense of Arsenal is definitely sorted. When you see who is in the defense of Arsenal, Ben White, a brilliant player, William Saliba, the combination of the two definitely shows you that it is sorted for the defense section. And the striking section, is lacking a little bit. But the midfield is the main thing that Mikel Arteta is definitely looking at. Mikel Arteta is looking at the midfield, making sure that he can reinforce in the midfield, and that's why Youri Tielemans is a midfielder. Joao Felix is a midfielder. Though Joao Felix left, is not gonna play for Arsenal. Though he was a target for Arsenal. No longer a target, but he was. But he's a midfielder, and that's why he was being targeted. And also, leaving those, even Mikhail Mudryk, a very wonderful midfielder, attacking midfield, and all of these football players that Arsenal is trying to have, all of them are attacking midfielders. So let us know what you think in the comment section. So you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We are always definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest right about here, as we give you the latest and telling you what is going to be happening, who is going where, who is remaining at the club, who is linked to the club. Is it just a rumor? Oh, it is definitely true. We always give it to you straight as it is. So what you need to do is to subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to you. My name is Abu Kals. People have been asking about my name. What's your name? My name is Abu Kals. Just make your point, subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out. You can call me Abu. I'm okay with it. Anyway, still looking into the Youri Tielemans transfer in comparison still with Mikhail Mudryk transfer. So if Arsenal had to have one player, if Arsenal had to sign only one player, which football player should Arsenal sign between Youri Tielemans and Mikhail Mudryk? Get into the comment section and let us know your opinion, what you think, whom you think Arsenal should definitely sign out of the two. Who should Arsenal sign? Should Arsenal sign Youri Tielemans or Arsenal should sign Mikhail Mudryk? Is there a possibility that Arsenal can get both of them? Oh yes, it is a possibility. So make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell so you do not miss out on whatever we have to bring to you. You hope you remember still. Let's talk a little bit about Youri Tielemans. No, Youri Tielemans again. Youri Tielemans possibly will come later, but now let's talk about Mikhail Mudryk and why he is interested in joining the club and things like that. You already know, as I have already told you, where he's been playing for. But you will remember that that Mikhail Mudryk is a young football player. He is only 22 years, but still he's got a bit of experience, but not quite a lot of experience like Youri Tielemans. Youri Tielemans has played quite a lot. He's played against quite big clubs and he's got big experience. Well, at Leicester City, he's been playing quite well. But it will remember that this gentleman, Mikhail Mudryk, is a very good one, still young and still very hungry. He wants to show the world that he is definitely one of the best. He wants to show the world that he is a brilliant football player. He is one to have. He is one that the world definitely needs at this point in time. He possibly could be the next Messi, could be the next Kylian Mbappe. And that's why he definitely, you cannot be a Kylian Mbappe or Messi while you're in the Ukraine Premier League. You need a bit more competition, and that's what he is. He has definitely been looking at. That's what he's been definitely doing, making sure that he can get this transfer. And another thing, he's a national supporter. If you've been following him, on his socials, on his Instagram and stuff, he's been following every little game that Arsenal plays. He's been following, trying to see how will he possibly play, how will he definitely play, what will be going on, what will he, how will he play against other clubs, and where will he fit in? And if Mikel Arteta finalizes this, because anyway, the chances of him ending up at Arsenal are very high and extremely high, possibly more than 100%, maybe. Anyway, no more than 90. Let me put it at 90%. Let me definitely put it at 90% because this gentleman is looking forward to playing for the club himself. He wants the club. He just wants the club. He wants to play for the club, and that's quite a brilliant thing. The fact that he is interested in playing for the club, that shows you that he is more than ready to come and play because he loves the club. And the mentality in this gentleman, the mentality in Youri Tielemans and Mikhail Mudryk, all of them have one thing in common. They like Arsenal. But not when you put again to comparison, Youri Tielemans that like Arsenal as much as Mikhail Mudryk. Mikhail Mudryk has loved Arsenal ever since he was a kid. So playing for Arsenal is definitely playing for Arsenal is I don't know how I can call it, but playing for Arsenal according to him is how can I call it? Let me see. It's a big opportunity, I must say. It's a big opportunity for him, and it will be very comfortable. It will definitely be absolutely comfortable, and it will be great if he plays for Arsenal because it will be a dream come true for him. He definitely loves the club. He has dreamt, or his dream has always been playing for Arsenal, being an Arsenal player, and so. I think it's going to be massive. I think it's going to be okay if he ends up at Arsenal and not at any other club. And Arsenal trying their level best. I will remember that when the season, before the season started, Arsenal were just looking forward to Stan Kroenke, Josh Kroenke just wanted to spend only £50 million in the general transfer window. But it came out that after the injury that Gabriel Jesus got, after Gabriel Jesus getting that injury, I came out that a lot needed to be done. A lot needed to be done, and quite a big investment was definitely something that was needed by the club. The club needed to invest quite a lot of money to make sure that they can maintain the position that they are in. Being in the first position is something that is a bit complicated. You will agree with me that being in the first position, there is a lot of, especially having a club like Manchester City below you. That is Manchester City, Newcastle, then which other club? City and Newcastle and Manchester United. Those four teams are definitely, you can see the difference between each team. There is not any team that is very simple. We could say, we would have loved to say possibly Newcastle United is a weak one, but Newcastle United is a weak one. Ever since Eddie Howe took management of Newcastle, and also apart from Eddie Howe, new management. There's been new management after the Saudi Public Investment Fund took over the management of Chelsea. Sorry, not Chelsea, Newcastle. Things have definitely gone quite different for them. They have been playing quite well. They bought quite new players, players like Trippier, who is a wonderful one, and they have been competing. They have definitely been competing. So, still, you can let us know what you think in the comment section, so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We definitely are dedicated to bring to you the latest right about now. So, as I can tell you and as I can confirm to you that Youri Tielemans is one to have at Arsenal, and Arsenal is looking into all possibilities of them having Youri Tielemans, and also we need to see possibly what's going to be happening. There is a Spurs. There is a Spurs game. Spurs is going to be playing Arsenal very soon, and that will be Sunday, 15th of January. And what do you have to say about that game? Spurs and Spurs. Let's talk a little bit about the game before we go back to the transfers. We always make sure that we're talking everything. So let's talk about the game before we go to the transfers. Spurs is going to be playing. Spurs is going to be playing Arsenal, and that is the 15th of January, and that will be a Sunday. So let us know your prediction. What do you think? Whom do you think is going to win this game? Whom do you think is going to lose this game? Do you think Arsenal is going to win this game? Do you think it's going to be an easy game for Arsenal, or you think it's going to be a very complicated one for Arsenal? Arsenal, if it will remember, if Arsenal has 44 points right about now, if Arsenal beats Spurs, if Arsenal beats Tottenham Hotspurs, that means that it will have 44. That will be 47 points, and it will be way clear from Manchester City. And if Manchester City lose, possibly, that will be who is Manchester City playing? Manchester City is playing, so it's going to be the games that are on this weekend actually. They mean quite a lot because Manchester United will be playing Manchester City. Spurs is playing Arsenal, so you can see a bit of competition, quite a lot of competition with every club. That every club trying to make sure they can get possibly on top of the other, possibly. So let us know what you think in the comment section about what is going to happen. Who should be a man to watch? Who should be the man to watch? Who should Arsenal be looking at and saying this football player actually he does not need to impact anything when it comes to this game, and who should the team concentrate on? Who could be bringing problems to Arsenal? Harry Kane, and repeat, Harry Kane. Anyway, if you've not already subscribed, make your point, subscribe and ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We are always the favorites. We are always the number one channel that brings you verified information about Arsenal. Definitely, we are always the first people to bring to you everything that you need to know. So still, you can let us know what you think in the comment section so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to you, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We are always the first people to bring it to you straight, alive, loud and clear. As we are talking sport right here, talking about Arsenal, talking about the general transfer window. How is the general transfer window going to go for Arsenal? And also we need to look about who is leaving the club, things like that. Who is leaving the club, who's remaining at the club. Everything you need to know, I've got it right about here. And let me see. Let's get a bit general transfer window. And we see we've already talked about Mikhail Mudryk, and we'll be talking about Mikhail Mudryk again. And let me see who else we can talk about. Who else can we talk about? Let's see. Let us see. Anyway, let me see. Youri Tielemans, definitely. Dusan Vlahovic. So Arsenal are ready to battle Chelsea to sign striker Dusan Vlahovic this very season. So why is there big competition between Chelsea and Arsenal? Why is it such big competition for players? Every player that wants to go to Arsenal or is linked to Arsenal, Chelsea always has an involvement in this. Why is it so? Anyway, Dusan Vlahovic is a very wonderful one. He's a very good football player. And if Arsenal can secure Dusan Vlahovic, that will be a brilliant move. That will definitely be a very wonderful move for Arsenal. Arsenal need an experienced football player like Dusan Vlahovic. So if Dusan Vlahovic signs for Arsenal, it will definitely be a very wonderful one. But Arsenal also have to be willing to invest. Arsenal has to be willing to put in the money to get such football players, such good players also who are experienced. Leaving alone a talent might not be enough, but also experience is something that also definitely matters. And another football player that we are going to be talking about is Alexis Mac Allister, who is a Brighton and Hove football player and also has been playing for the Argentine. Anyway, let's see. So Alexis Mac Allister, Brighton and are confident World Cup winners. Let me see. Brighton are confident World Cup winner Mac Allister will still be a target for Arsenal in this general transfer window amid his interest from Juventus, Atletico Madrid, and again Chelsea. Chelsea comes in again. Arsenal and Manchester United. Mac Allister is a very hot one. Is a very big one, definitely. There are very many clubs that are looking at getting him. So Arsenal and Spurs have been dealt a transfer blow as Brighton star Mac Allister prefers a move to Juventus, reports suggest. And that was from The Sun. That was definitely from The Sun. And that was written on December the 30th. So when you see Mac Allister, is there a chance of him, his preference? Anyway, his preference is not Arsenal. I've just read you that his preference is definitely not Arsenal. Arsenal are not his preference. But sometimes the preference doesn't matter. If the club has the money and is willing to pay the money, then why not? He can definitely come and play. But this is a very wonderful one. But there is also big competition for him. You've seen the clubs. Juventus wants him. Atletico Madrid wants him. Chelsea again is also peeping in this transfer and looking at this transfer. A lot of clubs want Mac Allister, but I think Arsenal can always have their try. What I think the biggest thing they can say, an opening club can say, is say no. There's nothing much else. Anyway, let's see which other football player. There is also, let's talk about Aliye Wahi. Arsenal have reportedly been following the progress of Montpellier striker Wahi, still a very wonderful one, a very young one, and that's one of the Arsenal ones that Arsenal always have. Then also Declan Rice, Arsenal boss Mikel Arteta has reportedly given the green light for the Gunners to make a shock bid for Rice in the general transfer window. So in this general transfer window, could we see, is there a possibility of Declan Rice coming to Arsenal? I don't think so. There is no possibility whatsoever. But I personally think that in the general transfer window, there is no chance for this gentleman being part of the club. But there are many chances for this gentleman signing for the club in the summer transfer window, as he is definitely a very big target in the summer transfer window. He is definitely going to be a very big target in this general transfer window. It's not January, summer transfer window. But for the general transfer window, I can confirm to you that there is no possibility. The possibility is definitely zero in this general transfer window. I don't see them. Then Ismail Benessa. AC Milan have handed Arsenal transfer blow long-term contract Benessa. So AC Milan have already gave this gentleman a long-term contract, so he is definitely he's out of this, because if you see how Benessa has been uh, uh, which clubs he's been linked to. He's been linked to a number of clubs, but also Arsenal has had a big interest, and Arsenal were trying to see if they can have this gentleman in the general transfer window. But it definitely is not going to happen. It's not going to happen because he's had a long-term contract with. Which club is he having a long contract with? The club that he is in, AC Milan. Anyway, let's see. Also, is Alejandro Balde. So Premier League title contenders Arsenal and Newcastle United have inquired about the possibility of landing one of Barcelona's brightest talents, and that is Alejandro Balde. So there is big competition in there between Newcastle United and Arsenal for Alejandro. Alejandro is Alejandro, something like that. That's how he is pronounced. So Alejandro, I think he's a brilliant one. He is a good one who plays for Barcelona, but the fact that the club that wants him has loads of money. I mean, Newcastle United possibly is the richest club. Truth be told, Newcastle United might be the richest club. I think it's the richest club in the Premier League. Definitely, undoubtedly, with no doubt. Newcastle United is the richest club. So battling a club like Newcastle United for a player is something that is quite complex, quite complex. Chances of losing the player are way too big, very, very way too big, because they have the money and they are willing to invest in such football players. Anyway, Rafinha. So let's see what's happening to Rafinha in the summer transfer window. Rafinha was most likely going to end up to Arsenal, as Arsenal was advancing at Leeds United to make sure that they can have Rafinha. Barcelona comes in and spoils the party. Barcelona spoiled the party, and actually he ended up in Barcelona. But news coming in is that possibly Barcelona are letting him go. Let us see how this goes. Anyway, Arsenal have this gentleman. But guess what happened? Guess what happened? All didn't go on very, very, very well for the club. And as it stands per now, there are big possibilities that the club is going to be going for Rafinha. Let's dig deep into this. I always try to give you verified information. So let's see what's going on. What's in the news about Rafinha? Arsenal could have a second chance to sign Barcelona forward Rafinha after missing out on the Brazil star during the summer transfer window. And that was from Daily Express. That's in January. That's definitely what Daily Express said. So I think you can see he is now available. He's definitely now available. He is available, and I think that is quite great. If Arsenal have the money, why not? The Brazilian star, he's a very good one, a very wonderful football player, one that is definitely definitely uh, ready to play for Arsenal if he is definitely given the chance. Who else can we talk about? Who else can we talk about? You can always let me know whom you want to talk about. Let me see. You can let me know whom you want us to talk about. Uh, right here at the transfer center, right here at the transfer center. I think those are the football players. Then there is also having Lozano. There is also having Lozano. So Arsenal and Newcastle are reportedly monitoring Napoli's winger Lozano. So Lozano is a very wonderful one. Is a very good one. If Arsenal can have him, why not? But the chances of having him are definitely very low. I don't see Arsenal signing. I don't see Arsenal signing Lozano in this January transfer window. Possibly he could be one for the summer transfer window. Who knows? Just make your point, subscribe, ring that notification bell so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. Let me see again who else. We've talked about Dusan Vlahovic, we've talked about Alexis McAllister, and also let's see who is linked to an Arsenal exit. Anyway, let's see. Cedric Soares, Fulham are expected to make a formal offer for Arsenal defender Cedric in the coming days. And that was from Evening Standard. And that was December 29th. So Fulham want to sign Arsenal right back Cedric in the general transfer window. And that is Sky Sports that was saying that on December 14th. So I don't think there is any problem in selling off this gentleman. This gentleman can be sold off. Why not? I personally think if they sell this gentleman, it will definitely be a great thing. They'll have more money. Because he's not been performing quite well as expected. So if Arsenal can sell Cedric Soares with all that is being talked about, if Arsenal can sell him, they get quite a bit more money. I don't impossibly get another football player that will show results. Anyway, another football player that has been linked to an exit is Martin Odegaard. Arsenal could be at a risk of losing Captain Martin Odegaard following reports that his early season form has caught an eye of Real Madrid. Real Madrid want this gentleman. Real Madrid want this gentleman. Should Real Madrid have him? Real Madrid should just settle. I think Real Madrid should definitely settle. Which source is that? That is Daily Mirror. Daily Mirror. So Daily Mirror said possibly he is one to let go, but I don't think Arsenal should, because how Martin Odegaard, I don't think it's even worth. Martin Odegaard has been playing brilliantly, and he is one of the reasons as why Arsenal is performing the way it is performing. He's played quite well, quite brilliantly. I don't think it's a bright thing. I don't think it's a good thing for Arsenal to sell this gentleman. No way. Mikel Arteta, you should not sell this gentleman. And I repeat, Mikel Arteta, you should not sell this gentleman, no matter how much other clubs are willing to pay for Martin Odegaard. Arsenal is in the position it is in simply because of one of the football players, and that is Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard has contributed quite a lot at the performance of this gentleman. So let us know what you think in the comment section, so that you do not miss out on whatever we've got to bring to, as long as it is sports and as long as it is Arsenal related. We're definitely dedicated to bring to you the latest. So let us see about contracts that are being signed. Is there anybody who's signed a contract? Let's talk about Bukayo Saka. Arsenal have triggered a clause in Saka's contract to keep him at the club until the end of 2024, according to reports, and that was the Sun. So I think that is fair enough. Until 2024, that is definitely fair enough. They can possibly add him a bit of money. Bukayo Saka, but he's well paid, definitely. So, but if he remains at the club, that will be perfect. That will be a nice thing. Anyway, again, Let's talk about Gabriel Martinelli, I think. Let's talk about Gabriel Martinelli also. We're talking about contracts now. Talks between Arsenal and Martinelli about a new contract are in the final stages, according to reports, and that was from the Sun. And Arsenal are close to agreeing a new contract with the Brazilian winger that will result into Martinelli becoming one of the top-paying football players, top-earning football players at Arsenal. So that was from Daily Mail, and that's quite great. I think he's worth. If you've been seeing how he's been playing brilliant. I think it's worth paying him that amount of money. With some people saying it's insane, it's a big quantity of money that Arsenal could be paying him. I think it's worth. It's definitely worth. He's worth the money. He's definitely worth the money. He's been playing quite well. Then Reece Nelson, the 23-year-old winger, is hoping to sign a new deal to extend his stay at Arsenal, and that is from the Sun, and that was December 15th, and that's quite great. Then confirmed signings, no confirmed signing at all. And I'm giving it to you straight. There is no confirmed signing. Arsenal hasn't signed any football player just as yet. But if anybody signs, we will make sure that we are the first people to tell you, to let you know that a football player has definitely signed. But as it stands by now, no signing at all. No one has signed just as yet. Anyway, Eden Hazard was also linked to the club, but I don't see Arsenal signing Eden Hazard. Anyway, I think for now, it will be a good thing to tell you goodbye for now. I think it will be a wonderful thing. Thank you for being part of this podcast and make your point. Subscribe so that when we get live, you can always be part of us. You can always be with us. We can always talk in the comment section, always have a chat in the comment section. And thank you for being part of this. Just make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. As we have been talking transfers, but then we've been talking about two wonderful football players. Youri, who is heavily linked to Arsenal. He was heavily linked to Arsenal in the summer transfer window, but things didn't go on quite well. But in the January transfer window, again, possibly he's linked, but possibly he could be GOAT. Who knows? But once he's GOAT, we'll be bringing it to you straight as it is. Then Mikhail Mudryk also has been linked. It is the first time Mikhail Mudryk is being linked to Arsenal. He has always wanted to play for Arsenal, but who knew him? Nobody knew him. He's just risen from nowhere, and I don't know. Maybe the scouts knew this young gentleman, but we never knew him. Being honest, I knew nothing about Mikhail Mudryk the last season. Did you? Did you know anything about Mikhail Mudryk? Just let me know in the comment section. My name is Abu Kals. I always give you transfer news. Everything that you need to know, just make your point, subscribe, and ring that notification bell. As I tell you, thank you and goodbye for now.